And I'm happy to be joined by the eventual champion of the tournament, Alexk. How you doing, Alexk?
Yeah, doing fantastic. How about yourself?
It's a great day when we can talk about Star Wars cards. So, uh, you weren't in this match. It was a Boba Green match, and you did play against the Han deck, though. So, what do you think about this matchup?
Yeah, I will say I was not excited for that to be my top eight match, especially hearing that James here on the left was 4-1, I believe, against Boba throughout the tournament. So we will find out soon enough whether this was one of those wins or losses.
All right, well, let's get to some Star Wars Unlimited. It looks like the Boba player has initiative, and that the Boba player is Picardy third, who's an excellent player from the Madison area.
Yeah, I heard he's been playing on TTS since the game was announced, so he's got the reps.
He does, and reps are king. He rolls out a Greedo in the first game. The Han deck also runs Greedo, which is a neutral card. Kind of uneasy allies if you have Han and Greedo in the same deck. All right,
He's
and
got to put some perk in there.
yep, and he pulls him on Mothma, and he decides to go with Akbar, which makes sense given
Hmm.
that he's facing a Greedo on the other side.
Yeah, I think Momoth's great in Han because you want the card advantage since you're losing cards to his ability.
Um, true. Uh, yeah, she has a very her on plate ability is essentially recruit for rebels, which allows you to go and pick the card you need out of the next five, which is very strong. I can tell you that a lot of players are actually re-exploring recruit right now in the meta,
Hmm.
and that there's some pretty good players advocating that it's a necessary card in Boba Green, and
That's interesting.
I've seen it do well. Greedo goes in for three to the base. Mon Mothma decides to kill him. So
Makes sense. Yeah.
he must have had something better to do than Akbar this turn. Then he resupplies,
Yeah.
and
That would be it.
that's a good play. Mon Mothma, once she does her thing of finding another rebel, is not the strongest student in the game. She's a 1-3. All right, so
So
Han's able to ramp, Boba does not.
oh, both played resupply as
Oh,
well,
Boba
so they're
started.
both
Okay, so
around.
both are going in to this round, and we're probably going to see both leaders this turn too, because of how Han works.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Han's leader ability lets you take a card from your hand and put it into play as a resource just for that round, which is pretty powerful.
And it synergizes well. I don't know if we'll see it this game. He is running three Falcons, but naturally they designed it to have some synergy. You can actually pay the Falcon tax with the resource that's about to go away.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool design element of the first set.
All right, so Boba deploys. Han goes to 6 with his leader ability. Boba hits for 4. Does not able to ready or anything. Here's Barrage.
Oh, and that's what you don't want to see as the Han player. You want your Han to stay around for a round or two.
Yeah. Boba's a tough matchup, too, because Han unit, it's one of the things that he can't kill on time. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's tough. Why Boba Fett was designed with 7 health? You'd have to ask FFG. Turret,
Right.
Turret comes out at 5 and is a 3/5.
I think the working theory is that someone at FFG is a big Boba Fett fan.
It is actually the deck Jeremy Zern plays. Is a
Hmm.
Boba yellow deck, is what we're told. Actually, we know that. We've seen him on streams doing exactly that. All right, so we go to the next round. Boba Fett's alive. Han is not.
Yes, that to me that's the game right there, in my opinion. We'll see if Han can come back, but it's a steep hill to climb.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, all it takes is a surprise strike, and these can trade. We're gonna get another barrage.
Oh, Yeah, that hurts. When you get two of your two best removal cards in a row,
He's gonna go
that's
to
tough to beat.
7. Take 6 to
Mm.
the face, I imagine. To go to 13. All right, 13. Boba's still undamaged.
The good news for the Han player is that there's no fire spray coming this turn.
The other good news is U-Wing reinforcement. Let's see what he all finds. He is running a Vanguard Ace, which is an extremely niche card, but it is kind of fun if you get enough small units and a U-Wing reinforcement.
Right. Yeah, that one gets a +1/+1 to both to its health and its power. Whenever for every card previously played that round.
Right. So I mean, you sequence it as the last there. He plays another Echo-based defender, a Greedo. So that's 4. He has 3 more resources worth of units to play for free, and he plays a Falcon, which comes in ready. That's a pretty decent pull on a U-Wing reinforcement.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And I think that Barrage and U-Wing reinforcement are designed as mirrors of each other. The U-Wing is how you can try to refill your board after a Barrage, and then this game's an example.
Yeah, I think it's very thematic of the might of the Empire crashing down just for the scrappy red rebels to fight back right away.
Right. Boba comes in on an ECL. He doesn't get to kill it for free because it didn't come into play this turn, so he does take 4 damage. Alright, so Han strikes first blood, doing 3 damage to the energy conversion lab. Han does come with a health advantage. He chooses not to run ECL to get the 30 health base from Echo base.
I do agree with that. I don't think there are a ton of great ECL targets for the Han deck unless they choose to put in Steadfast Battalion.
Yep, so he's doing the Han thing that we were talking about, the synergy.
Mm-hmm.
The other interesting thing, too, and I see that his deck has 3 home ones, is you can actually adjust your discard somewhat, because Han can choose which unit to put to discard from resource, right? So, it's there. All right, Han is at 16 with Boba unit attacking.
Yep, definitely the proper sequencing there so that Greedo can't take him out first.
Yeah, and I think he is going to go for a home 1 here. That's what makes the most sense to me. Because he didn't attack with either of his units. Home 1 gives restore to everything. Alright, 6. This is probably fire spray. And it sure is.
Yep. That might be curtain for Han in game 1. But if he had a redemption here, it would actually almost even be better.
Though blue.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Pulling the Echo-based defender is pretty good. And then giving the Falcon and the Greedo restore.
So okay, yeah.
So Picardy can do 9 damage. He can answer 3. The fire spray is looking down the barrel of home 1, which can just kill it.
Right.
Alright, so Boba has to go into the Echo-based defender, which puts him in range of dying to Greedo.
Actually, if Greedo can finish out the Boba Fett unit here, this Han could easily stabilize. Let's see here.
Yep, so he gets his restore from home 1. I think this is some good piloting from Han. That's there. Did he choose not to use the Greedo ability? He hasn't tried it yet. Okay, so he's going to try to protect his fire spray with a no good to me dead.
I think that's smart. Even though you don't get the full value, getting the exhaust, you still get to deny the ready, which I think is good enough here.
Yeah, I am surprised to not see an attempt at Greedo. The deck is event low. I think there's 8 events. No, 3 U-Wings too. 11 events. So, just about a
Nice.
20% chance. But it's a 20% chance of killing Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Which is relevant.
So Han's at, what is that, 19 base damage.
Hans at 19.
So he puts the Akbar back in the discard, which, if he has another home one, that could do some work for him.
Han unit's pretty good here.
Yeah, or a surprise.
Leia is excellent. Yep, we see the Leia, which is one of the stronger cards there to give the Fett Fire Spray some of its own medicine with being exhausted.
Yeah, that Leia card is super powerful. So that. Oh, but then the Vader.
Vader with some child abuse.
Very thematic though. Later coming in to answer Leia. We'll see what he pulls. Oh, and there's the Cartel Spacer.
Look at these yellow decks. Everybody's getting exhausted. I think he's going to be making a tough decision here as to what to do. I mean, if you have Akbar, I think you play him because it can take care and prevent some damage. But I mean, it sure would be nice to go with initiative into the next round. Pickard is showing 2 resources, so it's entirely possible he must have claimed.
Yeah.
All right, so he's going to take 3 more damage, going to, I believe, 22.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what.
Was that another no good to be dead? I think it was probably another Cartel Spacer. You can't see it too well.
Yeah, it must be. I think I don't. Who probably would have seen him put a shield token on if it was a defender.
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what answer Han could have here. Because U-Wing could bring in a Bright Hope to get a Bright Hope and an Echo-based defender.
He's not playing Fleet Lieutenants, which, has some action efficiency if you have on a U-Wing reinforcement because it could send the Bright Hope.
Right.
It can send anything. Actually, a Fleet Lieutenant doesn't, if you're using it to kill a unit, it's not even relevant. He does get some significant restore. 2 points from the home one when it kills the Fire Spray. I think Piccardy goes to base, hitting him to 22. Choosing not to attack with Vader.
Yeah, there's definitely some decision there with the sequencing, which unit to attack with first, and
that's what I would have been concerned about if I was Piccardy. Han
Solo
tends to run Han Solo, which is a 6/6 with an ability that does combat damage before the others. So the Vader sitting there with, I believe, 5 remaining health.
Yeah, I think that was a slight misplay because based on the board, at least one of those spacers was going to live from after the Falcon attack. So
right, and he chooses to go base. He doesn't actually kill the spacer.
Interesting. Okay. Might be eating my words though. I thought this game was over, but Han's managed to stabilize and is starting to take the lead on board at least.
Yep. Now he's back up to 24. Probably happy at this instant that he has Echo Base. Steadfast comes in. And a Crafty Smuggler comes in.
That Smuggler could be scary with the Surprise Strike.
Yeah, Han unit can take care of it immediately. It is the Han player with initiative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Boba Fett does not have a good answer to the Han unit. Besides, like even a waylay doesn't feel that great because they can just come back down with ambush.
Right. He does play the
So,
Falcon tax, so he has 7 remaining resources. He kills the Steadfast with Han. Does not take any damage in return because of Han's ability. Um,
hmm
he chooses the Cartel Spacer to go first, sensing danger.
yeah, I think he last round the Han player should have traded in because I would have saved him 2 damage right there.
Yeah. I mean, if this game doesn't go Pickardy's way, I think he's regretting not attacking with the 5 damage Vader
Right.
when he had the chance. Because there's a lot of ways to recover. Here comes the U-Wing reinforcement.
Mm. I think that's one of the great things about this game, though. Is it's a very hard game to play optimally every single action of every round.
Right. And it's easy for, commentators to look at a game sitting comfortably in our offices
hmm
as opposed to a tournament environment. Often with hindsight as to what actually happens, though.
Right.
As I sit here, I do not know who won this game.
Not to mention they have extra pressure being on the featured match as well.
Right. And both players do end up top cutting.
Mm.
Yeah, I would say both of them were 2-0 going into this match. Almost certainly. He chooses the Greedo for 1. A Leia, which is what I was expecting.
Ooh.
Yep. An Akbar, which is a great.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's the power of a U-Wing reinforcement in a traditional Han deck, as opposed to Casino Han, which is also fun. I mean, a Mace there would have been
Mhm.
fun too. He's Casino Han.
Yeah.
But I mean, we have there. I
Mm.
think he has a few cards in hand. He has Greedo. He's probably gonna clean up the Cartel Spacer, I would think, at this point. Maybe not. He takes the initiative. Okay. Makes sense too. Okay, so he plays a Super Laser Tech, which doesn't profit.
Oh. Yeah, looks like that Nick whiffed on his Boba draws, so we'll see. Even though Boba doesn't have much damage on base, it feels like it could be over in a round or two with how much board presence that Han's getting.
Yeah. I mean, he needs to find some degree of defense. Okay, he does play the tax. I don't think he resources. So he's thinking about it. And one interesting part of Star Wars Unlimited is uh, you don't have to resource, so you can take your 2, go there. He waylays. It's got to be. I don't know what he waylays. Leia.
Interesting.
Oh, was that a waylay? It wasn't.
Yeah, that was a waylay. I'm curious. It didn't seem like the Han player took a turn there, but maybe.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what that interaction was. It looks like I mean, he discarded a waylay. He doesn't have any resources either. So I'm not sure what exactly that was. Here comes Chewbacca, which is the card he needs.
Oh wow. Okay.
Right.
But another fire spray just ends the game here. We'll see if he got it. Maybe not, because it would be on the board already if he had it, I feel like.
Yeah. No, I don't think there would have been much thinking about what to do if he had a fire spray.
Right, yeah. That's still pretty good, though. That shielded unit there is going to be difficult for Han to deal with. Han is just clinging on to life as best as we can.
He has 2 remaining health.
But those 2 shield units, that's one of the power of the Boba deck is those little units can help you close games out because they're just difficult. They're very sticky on the board.
Okay, Falcon swings in for 3. Han, I think, goes to base for 6.
Okay, maybe he's thinking he could draw a surprise strike and finish it out in one action next round.
Mothma.
It isn't clear to me. Did Picardy take initiative? Because it looked like Compare did a couple actions.
Yes. I mean, maybe he's passing, which I don't understand. The initiative token has not moved. It's still sitting in my hand.
Hmm.
There he takes it. Greedo goes into his base, taking him to 21 for remaining health.
Oh, but that's gonna be it because he can just attack with in space.
Yep. So I think that the
Oh,
Han player then scoops, which makes sense.
yeah, that was a close one. I thought it was over a lot earlier than I thought, but Han was able to stabilize and slow it down.
I think it was a couple of surprise strikes from pulling off a massive comeback.
Right, yeah. That's a very powerful card that gives you +3 attack on your next attack for 2 resources.
Yeah. My friend Wu would say, "Don't cut surprise strike."
That's something I was thinking about with my Boba deck and sideboarding is I never once considered cutting it because I just knew that that's great in every single matchup. So I think anyone running a deck with yellow, consider surprise strike. Got a couple sideboards here.
Yeah, and it looks like we're actually going to be able to see a little bit of the sideboarding. It looks like he's taking out 2 cards or putting in 2 cards. Against Boba Fett generally, and any villain green, I think anything with 2 health is a good decision to take out of your deck. A ground unit with 2 health.
Right.
More or less. Let's see. His sideboard included 2 Change of Hearts, which could come in. He has a Waylay in the sideboard. My guess is he put in the 2 Change of Hearts, which is known as a counter to Fire Spray.
Yeah, that's a big 10 damage swing right there. If you could play a card that costs 6 to deal 10 damage, I think you would do it. Or to, would net 10 damage. All right.
All right. Here they go to round 2 after sideboards. What would you sideboard into your Boba deck facing a Han deck like this? Or what did you? You played in the top 8.
Yeah, I believe I sideboarded the Change of Hearts myself because I mentioned it earlier. Boba does not have a great answer to the Han unit.
Yep.
So be able to steal that would be a big get, or steal a home one. Because with this kind of game, it could be a little bit slower at times, as we just saw in the last game. It can get stretched out. So you want some of those late game cards, maybe even a reinforcement walker, the 8-cost walker that lets you either draw or heal, which is a choice you always love to have between drawing and healing. It's never, it's always a good choice.
Yeah, great card. 8 cost 6/9. Presents a threat and does some healing. All right, we see some resupply.
All right. And he chose not to ECL it, which I think is the right play.
I like it. Yeah, ECL Super Laser Technician can be very strong. It's not always the right thing to do.
I agree with that, definitely.
I mean, if it doesn't matter, and at this point in the game, it doesn't matter what round the Super Laser kills himself. I mean, he's going to have the same Boba turn. I mean, he might as well do it and save the ECL for a higher impact play later. So I agree with Pickerdy's decision points on there.
Especially since it doesn't even kill the Battlefield Marine.
All right, the scoreboard operator is slacking off. Let's get back caught up here. We have 2 points on Han, 6 on the Energy Conversion Lab. Han
Mm.
goes to 6 himself, so we'll see both leaders this turn. Boba has a tempo advantage, is what I would call it, which he sacrifices by playing a cartel spacer
Oh.
right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say this because the scariest thing for Han is to see Boba flip into an ECL steadfast.
Right.
But it looks like, oh, you got the No Good to Me Dead.
Right. One of the more obnoxious cards in the game. It exhausts the unit and then doesn't allow it to ready in the regroup phase.
The Vader player would say that, definitely.
Well, that's racist against Sith Lords. And he plays a Leia to ready a resource. All right,
Oh,
I want to see what Han is cooking here. Here comes the ECL with a Boba Fett unit. So a leader does not enter play. Now, that guy doesn't go to your graveyard. He's
I'm
more
sure.
valuable to that. He fixes it right now. Misty Mountain was good to station a judge at a feature table.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to all the judges.
Yeah, definitely.
I know them by their Discord names more than anything, but Penumbra and his wonderful wife that offered to get me coffee. Judged, and a very, very kind guy named Jason that helped a lot with the video setup. He works in his profession in that field and was integral to this coming off. I think it was probably the point of the day that Jason would have been the judge right there.
Right. Yeah. A very important role to have in these games because this, it's easy to miss a little thing here and there that could make a difference.
Right. And I think anybody who judges this kind of events is doing a great service to the players.
Absolutely. Yes. Hope we get to see some more cool judge promos out there too, because that's nice to reward the service.
All right. So in the end, Han takes initiative early. What does he have?
Hopefully, a Ewing reinforcement to come out this turn.
I think there's a pretty good chance it's either Ewing reinforcement or Han unit, or maybe a Ewing reinforcement into a Han unit. Boba comes in for 4, taking the Echo base to 11.
Yeah, I wonder if Leia should have traded in first just to save that 3 damage. But Leia gets to stay on the board for now, so we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah, and this is where, and one thing that strikes me looking at this match here, cards, I'm more, I play more villain than hero, at least with there. But cards like Fleet Lieutenant and Snowtrooper Lieutenant, when you have something like a U-Wing or Vader unit, I mean, really can be very strong. Okay, because as part of this and preserving your tempo, you can attack here. He ultimately gets a 4-point Akbar, which goes on the Boba leader and makes it feel real bad.
Yeah.
To hit that Echo Base defender and kill himself. It doesn't get to ready a resource. We'll see if he didn't answer to the Echo Base. A simple shoot first is a good one.
Which I don't think Picardy is running in the main deck, so he would have had to sideboard it in, which I don't know if he would have sideboarded it in against this matchup. But he's got fire spray, so on ground there's a problem on ground, just go to space.
Leia is going to kill Boba Fett, just like in the movie. He's going to take 7 here from space. He does have some answers up there.
Yeah, I think if you're Boba Fett, you just leave your leader to sit there and get force the Han player to trade into him next round.
I believe that was an initiative claim. All right, and then we go to 18.
So he's only dead to an overwhelming barrage plus surprise strike.
Because of the, he needs to do
So that'll
some
be
damage to the base because he's on an echo base.
yeah.
Strong that it,
That's,
though it may be, energy conversion lab is not a given. I do think it's the best of the bases, but
oh,
I mean,
here we go. I guess 2 Ewings in a row, which is what you want to see as a Han player.
right. I think he's looking for a Bright Hope. Pull back Akbar. Draw a card, put a Space Sentinel up. Fire Spray cannot instantly kill a Bright Hope.
Yes, that's an annoying card to see as the Boba player. You don't like seeing that. Especially.
I think far fewer Bright Hopes would be played if Boba Fett deck was not a thing. He finds a Leia and a Bright Hope, so the Fire Spray
Wow.
becomes exhausted. He has a Space Sentinel. Let's see if he uses the ability of the Bright Hope, which allows you to pull a card back and then draw a card.
Yeah, I would actually sequence that on the inverse. Play Leia first, then the Bright Hope, and then bounce the Leia back to hand.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay.
But that's a difficult line to see when you're.
So he uses the Fire Spray's ability on the Echo Base Defender.
Oh, he actually played the Spacer at the top.
Oh, okay, that was a Spacer.
Yeah.
Both
Just
cost
showing.
2 exhaust a unit.
Yep.
He probably should use. Well, he can't use it on Akbar. Akbar is unique.
Oh, he's piling up in space. I see. That's definitely a route to go. If you're playing the aggressor in a matchup, sometimes lane dodging is the way to go.
In fact, there's a great video from KTOD about leveling up your play and lane dodging. So anybody watching that, I'd recommend that one in a heartbeat. Boba Fett survives. He chooses
Somehow.
He chooses not to kill Boba Fett with Greedo.
Right. Not movie accurate this time.
But I mean, we have Echo Base well defended, so I guess he's comfortable with that.
Yeah, I think he's gonna want to see like a home 1 here. He needs some strong space presence to try and catch up there. Yeah, it makes sense. Get the Restorer right away. And he plays. I couldn't see.
Fire Spray is going to kill Bright Hope.
Yep. He's got 7 on board.
He very well may have another Bright Hope in hand.
That would be the ideal play here, I feel like, besides a home 1.
I mean, killing the Boba unit here, or Boba leader here with Greedo, I mean, gives you a chance then. Out of there. He chooses to go base with the Echo Base Defender, taking Picardy to 14.
Yeah, maybe he thinks he can outrace him at this point because he's got 5 more on board to bring him to 19.
Yep, and
Which puts him up.
It's 11 health remaining against 14 health remaining. Looks like Boba's going to take out the Echo Base Defender.
Yeah, I think he's probably recognizing that, he could be running out of health pretty soon here. Because Han could be, attacking the base here and be a surprise strike away from closing it out.
Yep, so that's 3 more to Boba, taking him to 17. Seventh Fleet comes in. Leia comes in. Neither player has used a resource yet.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, at this point, it's a race. So an overwhelming barrage is going to feel pretty bad here. If I feel like if he had it, he would have played it already. So
Yeah. $21 damage on Echo Base. 19 on the Energy Conversion Lab.
yeah, this one's coming down to the wire again. Turned into a shootout. See what he's got. Tapping. Set 7. Just a raw Han unit. That represents lethal next round. So
Yeah, so it forces Picardy to take initiative. Yeah, and I think it's a tough. I think it's a tough out right now.
oh, he just drew. I see. He just drew that they're going to be dead. So that could save him. At least an action.
All it takes is a surprise strike.
Yeah.
Don't cut.
But
Your,
you
don't cut your surprise strikes, folks.
yeah, that card is so versatile. You know, you can get a great trade with it. You can trade up with it, or you can get that lethal damage.
So he exhausts Han unit. Isn't able to do any damage himself. He needs to do 9.
Yeah, and he's got how much does he have on board?
Enough. So Greedo just attacks. 3 damage. Even a surprise strike fire spray.
Let's see here. Yeah, it's anyone's game, it feels like. Because there's enough damage on the ground for lethal for Han, exactly. But he needs 2 attacks to get it, and seemingly so does Boa. So we'll see if either player.
Yeah. Akbar comes in and restores.
Oh, that.
Out of range. So I believe Picardy scooped. So we're going to go to game 3.
Wow, okay. Another close game. Yeah, I think this goes to show that, if you want to beat Boba, you might want to take a look at Han.
I'm politely ask him not to play Overwhelming Barrage.
Yeah, so then just draw your 2 U-Wings in a row.
Good card.
But I think it's worth noting that, I think in both games now, Han leader is not attacked once, and he almost came back in the first game and won the second. So I think that also bodes well for the matchup.
All right, we go into game 3. They draw their 6 cards. Boba Fett has initiative. Chooses a mulligan.
Yep, I would assume because he has no ramp. That's often the case when you're mulligan with Boba Fett. So, and Han is keeping, so we'll see what he has.
Always the classy move of a CCG player, not asking for the cut. Always offer. You don't have to make him do it. I usually don't after a mulligan, because if I just assume if they get a draw bad hand after a mulligan that they screw themselves. I don't think he meant to play no good to be dead to no effect. It is technically something that you can do.
Yeah, that is true. And
Han takes initiative off the gun.
So he kept the hand without any turn 1 play. So I would assume he's got some ramp here and maybe a U-Wing. I think we can see a U-Wing in his hand.
Yeah, and it would not surprise me at all to see a resupply right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You called it.
It's almost like I've played this game before. Ramping wins games, people. And
Yeah.
resupply prevents that guy from doing any work right now.
Right.
If you can lane dodge the DJ Suicide, do it.
Yeah, I do think Ramp is going to be, always be good in this game, and where the leaders you get the flip for free. So it's a very powerful effect. Oh, our first traitors of the match where he steals the ramp. That's very good. Like, you don't, when you're Boba Fett, that feels bad because now you have 4 resources and Boba decks don't run any 4-cost cards.
Yep. Well, sometimes strafing gunship. I think it's
True,
I
yes.
think it's another tech against Sabine. Sometimes, I mean, certainly Mono Boba would run Gamorrean guard as well, but
Cunning, yeah. Oh, he does the ramp.
He does find a resupply. DJ Suicide is going to kill himself for the wrong guy, according to Boba. Make sure to give your give the other sides DJ Suicides back to them after the game, folks. Traitorous is very good against it. One of the things I enjoy most in this game is putting those guys into the discard pile with First Lightning.
That's a very good counter to it, yes.
Yeah, and then we have Han Solo getting exhausted for basically the same as every other match this game.
Right. Yeah, I'm curious if he'll even get to an attack, which doesn't seem likely at this point.
Well, I think he's going to go to base with Boba.
Yep, I think that's the right play. Oh, and he's got the full value of all his extra resources.
Right.
You get to see a Waylay, a Falcon, a Equibase Defender, and U-Wing Reinforcement. Not a bad hand for Han there.
Yep. And Han has a significant resource advantage at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's he at now? Let's see.
He's going to go to 7. Even without Han's ability. Which he can't use when he's exhausted. What we haven't seen in set 1 is any card with an effect of ready a unit. Which I think is helping the Boba Fetts of the world too.
Right.
I mean, Leia can ready a resource. Here comes a U-Wing. I think he's hoping to find an Akbar. And an Echo Base.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice. Maybe an Echo Base Defender and then Akbar the probe droid would be ideal.
Right. Because the crafty can't kill it. Kills itself into an Echo Base without a shoot first.
Mm-hmm. I think I see a Falcon there.
Yeah.
But he had a Falcon in hand. Doesn't seem like he had the best draw here. He's hesitant.
There's a Leia there too.
Ooh, but he gets the Hyperfoil Echo Base Defender.
Oh, well, if you can play an Hyperfoil Echo Base Defender, then do it. I'll probably kneel down Boba, which he does.
Yep. Which, is unfortunate that the probe droid will be able to trade into the Defender, but does deny the extra resources, so I think that's okay.
Though, another time that a shoot first would have been very handy for the Boba player.
Yeah, that's.
I've never thought about it all that. I think the conventional knowledge is it's very good against hero. Here comes the Steadfast Battalion.
Oh.
Should be a overwhelm 1 on poor exhausted Han.
Yep, that feels bad for the Han player. Yeah, so yet again, didn't get a single attack off in all 3 games.
Han Solo. No luck in this match for himself, but his supporting cast is doing some work. Though, in a way, at least his leader ability is active. I mean,
that's true. Yes, better than just being stuck doing nothing.
No good to be dead turns that off.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what answer you might have here to this board because at least Leia can take out the steadfast before they get 7 damage from that. But it's looking a little bit scary here. Yeah, I'm not sure if I agree with not trading with just you know. I'd rather just trade with Leia into the steadfast. Otherwise, steadfast can attack in here and get the overwhelm.
And a shoot first would be devastating.
Yeah. Again, I think that's why my testing I put two in the main deck because it was for aggro in particular, but I think it's great. You never like hate seeing it.
I think it's good against Hero Green because of that card right there.
Mm-hmm.
Echo-based Defender is a Sentinel with 4 damage and 3 health. Boss kills this one.
Mm-hmm.
Boss can be killed by Leia, which I think. Well, he kills the crafty. He's got a different plan for the.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess he saves the 2 damage, but.
Echo base is at 18.
Oh, and then the Boba Fett unit
takes initiative. I see a home 1 in his hand, Witchy Resources, which probably is right now. Well, home 1 could pull the Leia from the discard pile. It's irrelevant.
Yeah, but that Boba leader is undamaged still and on the board for several turns. That's difficult, to deal with as the Han player. That's 7 health. I think it should be 6 health in my opinion. He'd still be the best deck, but 7 is a little bit crazy.
Well, we decided that he resourced a home 1 because he had another home 1, which makes sense.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, and Leia, well, we'll see what he does. He's an Echo-based Defender. It's going to hit something back. He'll probably take that out with the Boba unit, which he does.
Yeah, see,
he has a resource left.
A Fire Spray ends the game here, doesn't it?
He chooses Han's ability. I would think he's holding a Leia.
Yeah, that'd be what he needs.
Boss hits for 2 or 4, excuse me. Yularen.
Oh.
So he heals 1.
Still, I think that's not enough if he's got the Fire Spray. Let's see.
The probe droid. I guess we're gonna see exactly what he's got. He's got a Han unit. That's
okay.
It's a really good thing to have right now.
Yeah.
Han takes initiative. We're gonna see No Good to Be Dead on the home 1.
All right. Well, thankfully for Han, there's no Fire Spray, so he lives to see another round. But, unless he tucked in a sneaky overwhelm barrage, this is going to be tough to come back from.
Which we know he didn't. Right now, an outmaneuver would be pretty good. It says in his sideboard.
What does that one do again?
Exhaust all units in an arena.
That's right. Yes, that would be exactly what he needs here.
Han unit can come in, restore 1, and kill something. Anything other than the Boba leader. Yeah, Heroism does not currently have a card that does the effect of Overwhelming Barrage and Palpatine.
There's the Han unit. He's thinking about it.
Yep. You should get to restore 1 because of the home 1. If he was on ECL, he'd be dead right now.
Good point, yeah.
We'll see if he uses the probe droid to clean up Yularen.
I don't think there's any need to do that. I think you're just trying to fish him off, but Still has the 4 resources on Han side.
There's the barrage.
Oh, fine, yeah, finally in barrage. So, yep, clear out the alarm.
See if he has a Leia.
Yep, Leia would punish that, but he would still have lethal. Those 2
Might be an echo,
attacks.
might be an echo-based defender or Chewie. Oh, Waylay.
Oh, okay,
Waylay the probe droid.
makes sense. Yeah.
Mobile units. It's for 3. Good game.
Oh, that's the game. Yep.
And
Ran out of answer.
Boba Green wins with a clean slate, and he remembers to return the Super Laser Technician. So well played, Han Solo. All right. Any final comments on that match?
No, I thought it was great. Very back and forth. Just a very good display of how great this game can be. So
Yeah, I thought it was very good games. I mean, it's pretty tough when you go into a match like that, and I don't think your leader gets to take an action.
right.
In 3 games, but no good to me dead is a thing.
It's very thematic. Boba Fett put Han in the carbonite. So
Yeah, I guess he did. All right, so we'll be back with round 4 tomorrow. Later.
sounds good.